Welcome to South Carolina. So we bought our house. We signed for it about a month before we moved in because we had our youngest son's graduation, his high school graduation. So now all three of our boys have graduated high school and are going out and doing their thing. But we moved into this beautiful home sometime in June, but we were moving stuff down from May till we eventually just moved in completely with our last load. We took 3 loads total, driving across the country to and from Colorado to South Carolina. And we finally moved in, and we were greeted with some trash that was left behind, which was unfortunate. It was some kind of handyman that was doing work on the property, I guess. And you can see all that foliage. Like, you couldn't see the majority of our yard because there was so much undergrowth. And so my husband actually called a guy, and I have a little bit of footage of him removing some of that undergrowth. But it was absolutely stunning. If we could have kept all of it, it would have been beautiful. However, I am terrified of critters like snakes and different things, and so I was kind of scared to walk out in it. I was like, oh, what if there's a poisonous snake out there? So, I was being a big old sissy. But look how beautiful it is. It's green. It's just gorgeous. We did notice that the trees have some issues, and probably because they're old. They're very tall. Might have something to do with moisture. I don't really know. Probably borers and that kind of stuff. But absolutely breathtaking. But we will be removing hopefully all of the trees at some point, but definitely some of them. And got rid of the underbrush and are trying to clean up all the sticks and stuff that are all over the ground. It's pretty important to get rid of all of the things that nasty things can live in, like yucky bugs and that kind of thing. We did wake up our first morning in South Carolina and noticed that right outside our bedroom, these two birds, they looked like they were flirting with each other, like, ha, I'm spreading my wings, look how cute I am, like the little bird dances or whatever. And we thought, oh, how cute. And as it started to brighten up, we then realized that there was a snake in the tree. so there's this snake in this tree, and these birds are trying to scare it off, and we're like, oh my goodness, how did the snake get in the tree? Well, I looked it up, and it is a black snake, and they are not poisonous. However, they are constricting snakes, which is why they can climb a tree. But they like to constrict and eat small animals, and so I want to watch out for my little dog because I think this snake might be able to eat my dog. I don't really know, but oh my goodness. So then I'm thinking, not only do I have to check the ground around all the plants to make sure there isn't a poisonous snake, but I also have to be aware that there could be a snake above my head. So that was a whole new realization, not one that I loved about South Carolina, but it's okay. So far, that's the only snake that we've seen since we've been here, and I pray that we don't see any more. That would be awesome. But we have seen possums, lizards, lots of birds, and they sing such pretty songs. So, yeah, I wasn't very excited about this. I was like, oh no, oh no. So we feel like dummies thinking the birds were flirting with each other when they were definitely fighting off a snake. So this is me on the front porch. We were still moving stuff in, and I'm just kind of showing you, our front yard. Our front yard is not as big as our backyard. Not that you could tell when we moved in because there's so much undergrowth, but this tree right here is an oak. Huge, beautiful tree. However, it is rotten and it needs to go. At one point in time, a branch did fall right next to the garage, which I don't, I mean, at least it fell next to the garage and not on the house, but it needs to go. And those ones need to go as well. They're just dropping branches. Their branches are rotted all the way through. So, and then the one that's up by the garage, the oak tree, it also had a dead branch laying across some branches that weren't dead right above the vehicles, like right where we park. So that was unpleasant. We were like, oh no, it's such a pretty tree, but it has to go. So there's one that's really close to the house that is unsettling, because if at any point any of these fell, and we've been driving through and we saw trees completely whole that just fell over, roots and all, just sticking up out of the ground, and it's crazy. So we do not want something like that to happen to our house. We want to protect our roof and the structure of our home, and so it's got to go. It just has to. As beautiful as it may be, it's got to go. I mean, look at all those vines. Like, there are vines everywhere, and some of them are huge, beefy vines. I'm like, oh my goodness, you can see them over there. Just huge, beefy vines. And I'm like, wow, that is insane. I've never seen anything like that in person. So it was pretty cool to see. However, we want to get it all cleaned up, make everything look, open and clean. And then once we do eventually get all the trees taken out, we want to replace them, and hopefully we can take care of the trees, keep them from getting any borers or rot issues, and just have nice, strong, healthy trees is really what we want to do. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love sitting on the front porch, by the way. I really, really wanted a front porch. And we were hoping to get a single story house, but we just couldn't find one. Every time we found one, it sold so quick, and we were like, ah. So we just didn't have a chance, and we were able to get this house, and we're happy. And we have just under an acre, which is perfect for us. I do eventually want to have a space in the yard to grow my own vegetables, and hopefully, keep the pesticides and stuff off of them, so that way I'm not dealing with the harm of the pesticides. But oh my goodness, I think things grow really, really well here, so I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with it. I just need the space to do it. So we've got to clear out some stuff in order to be able to do those kinds of things. But I mean, look at that. Look at how thick that is. And I'm gonna show you some pictures after the brush hog went through and how much more open it is. It's crazy, but beautiful nonetheless. I think I could have just stared at that, but I would never have walked into it, if that makes any sense. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna get bit by something. It's just how I feel. I'm like, oh. So right here, I was actually filming some, what are they called? Like lightning bugs. Anyways, really, really cute little bugs that like make a little spark. So I had never seen one in person before. I had seen, like cartoons with the little lightning bugs and stuff like that, but I had never seen one in person. So I don't know if you can see them on here, but they're little tiny little sparks. They like sparkles just a little bit. And I love them. I have spent a lot of time watching them light up, and then they kind of like fly a little ways and then light up again. It's really cute. So I don't know if it's coming across the camera very well, but if you've never seen them, it would be a good idea to go somewhere where you can see them at least once, because they are really fun to watch. And I can see, like, if you look at it, you can tell like there's a little piece of the land that's stayed kind of clear. Well, there was grass planted there, and Philip had started mowing it because it was kind of long, but he didn't finish the mowing. It was pretty hot, by the way. Not as hot as I expected it to be, but it was still pretty hot. Here's the brush hog. He's going through and getting it. We didn't film a whole lot of it. Philip caught this little piece right here, but the majority of the time he was just in the brush and you couldn't see him. And then also things were flinging everywhere. So here is after he was all done. It took him about 4 hours to clear everything that we needed him to clear. And you can see where we've rolled up the trash that was left. That was the vapor barrier under the house that had been replaced. And they just left, I guess, the trash out. And now I'm back to showing you what it looks like without all the underbrush. You just look around and see that you can see so much more than what you could see before. It really just opened up everything, and it's nowhere near as thick as it was. And you can see just how many trees we have on the property. The majority of them have been eaten pretty bad by bugs, so which is very sad because they're so pretty and they give so much shade, which is really important in, a hot climate. So, but it's so pretty. Oh, just so pretty. I just love it. And then you can see all the vines that were cut that are still hanging from the tree. But anyways, this is our home. This is the front. We have a lot more to do. We actually have to replace the railings because they're not up to code. So we have that to do. We want to replace the skirting underneath the porch and just some other stuff. So if you just stay tuned, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you back. Thank you for watching.